You're with the Breaker-Leggers.
And the Little Leggers!
And the Little Leggers, we've got the Little Leggers with us this evening because we are seeing a family show here in Coventry at the Belgrade Theatre.
And that's the Olivier Award winning musical, Honk.
So stick around to hear all of our big legger and little legger thoughts.
Find out how many stars and whether it's break a leg
Or leg it!
So Honk, guys,
honk.
I think you're familiar with the writers for this one, Little Leggers, because you saw Wind in the Willows a couple of years ago, and that's Stiles and Drewe as well. Now, Honk originally opened at the Watermill Theatre way back in 1993, when, I mean, I was barely born, never mind you boys, but the West End production opened in 1999 and was nominated for the Best Musical Olivier Award that year, up against the likes of Mamma Mia and The Lion King.
How did it do?
It won, guys. It won against those two mammoth shows. Now, it's a musical retelling of Hans Christian Andersen's story of the Ugly Duckling.
Okay.
Written by Stiles and Drewe, as mentioned, and we must send out a big love to George Stiles at the moment because he recently had a stroke, so he's not been very well. So sending all of our love out to him. This production is by Dot Productions, so it's a brand new out on the road. You may know the cast recording for this big legger because it had Joanna Riding, Clive Rowe,
I have heard it before,
and Jenna Russell back in the West End run for it.
Great cast.
Here it's at the Coventry Belgrade, and it's something that I've just been very aware of for a long time, but I've never seen. So I'm really looking forward to this one.
Okay.
2 hours and 20, including a 20-minute interval, so perfect for a family show. Stick around, and we'll tell you all of our thoughts at the 30-second interval breakdown.
And as usual, stick around to the end to hear our thoughts then and find out how many stars. It's the interval, which means it is time for the Breaker-Leggers
And the Little Leggers!
30-second interval breakdown. Go!
What do you think, little Link?
I really liked how they did the water and swimming. I thought that was very nice as they were gliding along on the chairs.
Okay, nice, yes.
Little Legger Spence?
I really liked how they did the ducks because they were umbrellas with duck heads on top.
Yeah, I think it's really imaginative. I think that's the main theme of it. It's something that you feel you could bring to life yourself. What about you?
I'm quite enjoying the story, actually. A nice piece, very much.
We've come to the end of Honk. What did we think?
Well, what did we think?
Well, you seem to have acquired some ducks.
Yes.
Come the end of this.
And I mean, what could be more fitting than a show about an ugly duckling? I've got to say, it's enchanting, it's imaginative, and it's got great heart. I think that's what comes across mostly for me. What about you, Little Legger Spence? What did you like about it?
Froggy.
The froggy.
Froggy.
Really
As
is.
simple as that.
Can you expand on that a little bit? What did you like about the frog?
He was funny.
Yeah, he
okay.
was funny.
Bless
He
you.
plays the comic relief. Bless you.
How about you, Legger Lincoln? What did you think?
I really liked it. There was a few moments when I literally had tears in my eyes.
No way.
What did you find emotional?
The song where the mum was singing like one tear from a mother is a dream washed away, that song. And then
Wow.
like the song where she was in the snowstorm and she saw the egg that was just covered in snow, that bit.
Okay, I guess it is. It's a story about Honk himself being the
Ugly
outcast.
is that character's name.
Is it ugly? But at the same time, it's a story about the mother and the mum trying to find her son, the mother fighting for the rights of her son.
And I've got to say, it was beautifully played with a whole sort of gamut of emotions by Ellie Nunn, who we saw in The Daughter-in-Law.
at the Arcola. The whole thing we're thinking, we know the actress. Where
But
have we
who knew
seen
she
her?
could sing.
And she's got a great singing voice. I loved her in this.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Also mentioned James Dangerfield in the role of Cat, the sort of menacing humour, almost slapstick relief at times, but I really enjoyed his characterisation. Who stood out for you, Big Legger?
I really like the mum. In fact, the whole cast, it's a real ensemble piece, a cast of 7, and yet they're in and out of characters, in and out of costumes, the movement, the piece is constantly moving, loads of choreography through all of the numbers, which keeps the whole piece really vibrant and alive.
There's never a dull moment. It literally, it fires through at such pace, and when you've got little people to entertain, that's what you need. There's not an opportunity here for your mind to wander. You're not going to get bored, which I think is the main thing when you're worrying about what to choose for children. You know, you don't want to waste your time on something where they're thinking, "Oh, I wish I was at home. I wish I was doing something else." I mean, or God forbid, I wish I was doing my homework. Can you imagine? But not here.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen with this.
I think the way it's written, it fires through because you're following Ugly meeting a number of different characters. So that in itself, and the plot point is really interesting, having different narratives going through. Also, the songs, I thought the songs were really well written.
And they're so witty. They reminded me of that sort of, the very kind of typically English traditional sort of tongue-in-cheek, a little bit of innuendo, quite cheeky, almost wartime-esque. I felt a bit Miss Nightingale about some of the numbers, just in that traditional British way. But no, I really did enjoy the score.
How about you, Lega Simon? Any other characters that stood out for you?
Yes, Emma Barclay in the role of Queenie, the chicken, and her Grace. Thought she was fantastic.
Some really good accents.
And also she was one of the geese.
Yes, she was.
And also Gregor Duncan as Ugly himself. I mean, what else would this part be without a strong, ugly duckling at the helm? Poses a lot of questions. How did he get to be there in the first place? I'm going to go away wondering that. But I mean, that's Hans Christian Andersen's writing.
Yes,
or
that's true.
Is it the writing of a small Congolese pygmy that's kept in a wardrobe? That's a reference. Comment below if you know what reference
If you've got that reference, comment below.
But yeah, let's round it up. So, for Honk, currently out on a UK tour, and then apparently they've got ambitions a bit further afield.
Exciting.
We are going to give
4 stars for this piece.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
I would
really
recommend this.
It's surprising.
I now know why that came up against things like Mamma Mia and The Lion King.
Yeah, and why it stood out. It's original. I mean, the music
Original
feels original.
story.
I mean, it's not because it's Hans Christian Andersen.
It feels like it, but it's not. The story of the ugly duckling is very different to this because they've added in elements of the cat being this kind of baddie character throughout, all the
Very
different
new
characters,
characters.
the accent work that they do. So the ugly duckling is the starting point, but they fleshed it out into quite an original story. So I really like it.
But that's just what we think. What do you think? Have you ever seen this show? Perhaps you've performed in it. It's a big favourite amongst community productions.
Comment down
Comment.
below.
Oh, and if you want to see more of us and the Little Leggers, then hit
The subscribe button.
the subscribe button because we're the Breaker Leggers.
But
And the
before we
little
go,
leggers.
we're currently
hang
in
on,
the
let me-
studio of the Belgrade
Yes,
Theatre.
then the Belgrade Theatre is about to undergo a multi-million-pound refurbishment, and you can get involved with the Play Your Part scheme, where you can sponsor a step here at the Belgrade or have a chair named after you in the main theatre. They're trying to raise a lot of money to celebrate the City of Culture coming to Coventry soon too. So check the link below for ways that you can play your part.
And now we can say we're the Breaker Leggers.
And the Little Leggers.
Oh, we're the Little Leggers.
I will
And
catch you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.